What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. And this is another episode of In My Mind, this series where I talk about different news articles or posts or whatever it may be related to tech. So this is episode 5. Let's get into it. Now, in this episode, we're looking at what Google is planning to do with smart glasses. So the title of this article is Intelligent Eyewear is Coming This Fall. Now, I looked at this article a couple of times and there's some interesting stuff in here in terms of features and functionality, but then there's some use cases that they mentioned that are kind of weird. So let's get into it. But yeah, it says, we're revealing new frames from Gentle Monster and Warby Parker, plus features that let you get directions, send text, snap photos, and more, all without taking out your phone. Now, all of that sounds good. We'll have to see how all of this works in person when this stuff is ready for consumers to use. But Google did show some of this off at Google I/O earlier this year. So this article is definitely from that time period. But yeah, let's go ahead and read this. So let's see. This is an exciting time for Android XR, the platform we've built with Samsung and Qualcomm, as Gemini continues to unlock new experiences across headsets, glasses, and everything in between. Today at Google I/O 2026, we shared more about intelligent eyewear, glasses that deliver in the moment without taking you out of it. There will be two types of intelligent eyewear: audio glasses that offer spoken help in your ear, and display glasses that show you the information you need, right when you need it. Both let you stay hands-free and heads up, and get you help from Gemini just by asking. Audio glasses are launching first, coming later this fall. Let's take a closer look. Now, see, okay, that's one thing I missed when I read this last time, was that they were only releasing the audio glasses first. I imagine they're trying to get the display tech to look right and everything like that. Yeah, they want to make sure it looks as good as possible for the regular consumer to be like, hey, this may actually be cool and useful for us, and not spend hundreds of dollars on something that it's hard to see out in the sunlight, or it's performing poorly in terms of the visuals and the loading times and all that stuff. So, I mean, yeah, I imagine there's a lot they still have to work out with the displays on these glasses. Stylish on the outside. Audio glasses can deliver all-day help if they're stylish and comfortable. That's why we partnered with Samsung and eyewear brands Gentle Monster and Warby Parker to create eyewear you'll happily wear all day. Today we give a sneak peek at two of the first designs that will launch as part of Gentle Monster and Warby Parker's full collections later this year. Now I'm wondering how many different options both of these partners are going to have. I'm familiar with Warby Parker. I'm not familiar with Gentle Monster, but as someone who's been wearing just blue light filtering glasses for the last few years, I definitely need regular eyeglasses. I'm on the computer all day for work. I make videos. I'm trying to get back to streaming and stuff like that too. So yeah, I'm at the computer a lot. I'm looking at screens, computer screens, tablets, phones, and stuff for work. So it's like, yeah, I need to get glasses, and who knows, maybe there's a chance I could hopefully pick one of these up in the future. But I mean, I imagine these are not going to be cheap, so no promises. All right, let's see. So here's some images for Gentle Monster. These look all right. These look more like, have like more of a feminine style to them. Yeah. Why does she look like Uma Thurman? I like them though. They look good. And these are the Warby Parker glasses. I like these. They don't look super bulky or anything. I'm just wondering, like, what the situation is going to be with glasses like this. Like, I mean, I know Meta has had multiple iterations of their glasses, their smart glasses, the Ray-Bans and all that stuff. I don't know what kind of restrictions are put in place in public places, if they really notice this stuff anymore, if they care anymore. I know for the longest time, they were banning things like this, glasses that had cameras in them from like movie theaters and stuff. So that's something I'm recalling from like 4 or 5 years ago. I don't know what the situation is now. So I would imagine that it's just people are fine because these are more normalized. Um, yeah, I'm just curious about that. But these also look good. All right. Intelligent on the inside. Just say, hello, G. I'm not going to say the actual word because I have a Nest display right here. It's just going to go crazy. Or tap the side of the frame to instantly access Gemini. From there, you can ask questions about the world around you or ask it for help or ask it to help you execute tasks on your behalf. Here are a few of the features coming to audio glasses. All right, let's see. The first one says, ask about what you see. Ask Gemini about anything you see. Find reviews for the restaurant you're walking past. Learn the name of the cloud formation up above, or quickly decode a confusing parking sign. Now, okay, the restaurant thing seems pretty cool. Very helpful. You don't have to take your phone out of your pocket, obviously. Learning the name of a cloud formation, I don't know how many people are realistically going to do that. I mean, it's cool, but my thing is with these glasses, I don't know how many people are going to be doing that. Like, I don't know what regular consumer is going to do something like that. I guess it's just a useful example to pretty much show that it can do a lot of different things. But I feel like that's something like a student or a kid would ask. And I don't know how many students or kids would spend hundreds of dollars on smart glasses like this. So I don't know, just something I thought was interesting. Quickly decoding a confusing parking sign, maybe. But I don't think parking signs have really changed that much over the past several decades. So, I mean, there may be exceptions to that for very, very specific things, but I don't know how useful this would be either. So, I don't know. I am glad that they're giving multiple examples of things that you could ask about. Always helpful in terms of trying to understand what it can and cannot do. But again, this is something you're going to have to try out in person and see how these glasses will fit your everyday life. All right, now the next example is navigate with ease. Glasses know where you're standing and which direction you're facing. So they'll give you natural turn-by-turn directions. Gemini can also add stops to your route or find nearby restaurants based on your preferences. Now, this is cool. This can like help you in a lot of different ways. If somehow you get lost, like you can just ask the glasses or ask Gemini to like give you directions home based on the street signs, city location, all that stuff. So I think something like this is very useful. And also if you're driving, so you don't have to look away towards your dash or your phone or wherever your navigation is, I think this would be pretty helpful for people driving and using turn-by-turn directions. So yeah, I think this part of it, like this example is very good. I think a lot of people would find these to be useful for directions. And then adding stops to your route or finding nearby restaurants, I can see people using that. But again, I think the directions is probably the biggest selling point in this section at least. All right, now number 3 says, stay connected, hands-free. Manage calls, send text, and have Gemini summarize missed messages without reaching for your phone. Or ask to listen to music that complements your environment, all on crisp, clear, private over-ear speakers. All right, so 2 things with this. Managing calls, like if you can see which calls you missed, who called you, and just call back from the glasses, that would be very helpful. Sending I can't even talk, wow. Sending texts, it all depends. It depends on the conversation. Like if you're just replying with a quick okay or like one word or one sentence reply to something, then sure. Or if it's a conversation that's not too complicated, like it's hard to like try to manage text conversations with just your glasses. Um, I don't know. I just feel like it'd be a little difficult to do that for all types of conversations. Obviously, for quick replies, it'd be very helpful. And then having Gemini, God, I still can't talk. Having Gemini summarize missed messages would also be very helpful. So you can see, okay, these people messaged me. I need to get back to them. Maybe I don't want to do it now, even with the glasses. Maybe I'll just wait until I get home because I'm way too busy to focus on replying to all of these messages. So I can see that. Also, listening to music, I'm wondering how loud and clear these are going to be, and whether or not they're going to be a distraction for other people around you. Are these using bone conduction technology, or are these just speakers small enough to where you hear the music and it's kind of clear? I see. I'm wondering how they're defining crisp and clear, like, and private. Private's probably the biggest thing because the last thing I want to do is listen to music with my glasses and be annoying and be one of those people who are out on their phones blasting music on their speakers. I can't stand that. Or the people that have private conversations on speaker too in public. It's that's annoying. So yeah, I'm wondering how good these speakers are. I wonder how private all this stuff is. We'll see. All right, next up, let's see. Capture and edit. Snap high quality photos and videos instantly. With a single command, you can take a picture and use Nano Banana to remove background distractions or playfully transform your images. Try Hey G, take a picture and put everyone in funny hats. Now, this is probably going to be the biggest selling point. I'm sure it is with the Meta Ray Bans and the Snap glasses as well. So being able to take photos and videos, obviously, something people want to do without having to take out their phone. Very helpful, especially if it's in high resolution. Being able to use Nano Banana would be pretty cool, in my opinion, because I've used Nano Banana in Google Photos to make adjustments to thumbnails and stuff like that. All the thumbnails you see on my channel are with Nano Banana. So basically just Google Photos. I go into Google Photos, I ask it to crop, and I ask it to clean up some stuff. And that's it. I think there was probably one thumbnail where I asked it to remove something entirely. So it did that. I like using Google Photos to edit photos now instead of using something like Snapseed or PixArt, which is what I was using before. But it's just very helpful being able to remove random objects from your photos and clean it up a bit. So I like the fact that you can not only take photos and videos, but you can use Nano Banana to remove stuff or add stuff to it. I don't know how many people would add stuff to it. I think the removable part is something that would be more enticing to people to get like a foreign object or a stranger or an animal or some random thing out of your photo that you're taking. So this is going to be probably, like I said, the biggest selling point of these types of glasses, in my opinion. All right, let's see. The next one says, translate speech and writing. Get real-time translations with audio that matches the tone and pitch of the speaker's voice, or simply look at text on menus and signs to hear a translation. This is also going to be a super, super useful and enticing feature to people. Live translations. Now, they did a demo in this at Google I/O, which was working pretty damn good, actually. This is definitely something I'd be interested in as someone who only speaks English. And, being able to travel somewhere and just translate signs in different languages or menus at restaurants or anything like that, I think that's going to be super, super helpful. And the interesting thing is matching the tone and pitch of a speaker's voice. Now, what about the dialect? That's something that I'm kind of curious about. Because there's more than just the pitch and the tone, obviously. There's dialect, there's other things to take into account when trying to translate real time voice audio from another language. So, again, between like the translation and the photo and video stuff, those are the two biggest things for smart glasses from now until like forever. Yeah, I think this is going to be huge. All right, let's see. Another one is get help with task. Gemini Intelligence handles multi-step tasks in the background. Gemini can prepare your coffee order on DoorDash while your phone stays in your pocket. All that's left for you is the final confirmation. Okay. I have thoughts about this. So I think that's cool. Being able to order something from somewhere on DoorDash. Now I'm wondering how complicated it's going to be to edit your order if you make a mistake. And what that confirmation looks like. Is it just saying yes or no or okay, like a one-word confirmation? Are you going to have to take out your phone to actually physically confirm? Like, I'm curious about this. They say like your phone stays in your pocket. I'm just wondering what kind of confirmation is going to be used for something like this, because I imagine DoorDash is not going to be the only type of service where you can, like, Gemini will do things with in terms of like ordering stuff. I imagine like Amazon and other companies will also support this in some way. So yeah, I think this is cool, especially if you're incredibly busy. But we'll have to see how this works in real time, like with all the other stuff. So yep. And then the last thing is tap into your apps. Order a ride with Uber, learn a new language with Monthly, and more, just by using your voice with your phone's apps. Glasses pair with both Android and iOS phones. Now, yeah, this is going to be the same thing. Ordering a ride with Uber, that whole process. What about, so this is something I didn't think about with the DoorDash example. What about tipping? What about the fees? Like, are you going to be notified that there's this is the amount of fees that you're paying for your order or your ride? Like, how to adjust your tip and all that stuff. Like, there's going to be some stuff that needs to be, I guess, better explained or shown off in a different example. But those are the things I'm curious about in terms of like using services in real time, and making changes to those things. So yeah, all this stuff seems cool. I'm wondering how it actually works in person though. And obviously it's going to work with Android and iOS. Like, Google is not going to start releasing glasses in partnership with all of these different eyeglass makers, and restrict that to Android. That would be insane. So yeah. The future of intelligent eyewear has never been more exciting. Stay tuned for more in the coming months. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to more smart glasses. As someone who never got a chance to use Google Glass years ago, and Google kind of abandoning that for some weird reason, this is like a no-brainer. Like, this is the future of smart tech. Like, just, and Meta's been doing it for the past few years now with the Meta Ray-Bans. And yeah, I'm kind of and then even realities with their glasses that have like the on lens like text. So yeah, they're not the first or the only ones to do this, obviously. But I feel like if they can get some really, really good designs for their eyeglasses and this can work seamlessly, then I think they'll do great in terms of like trying to get people to adopt this stuff. I'm definitely excited and interested in smart glasses, especially when they start showing off stuff with the versions that have displays. That's going to be very, very exciting. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, we'll see how this rolls out towards the end of the year, and when they actually show off the display versions of their smart eyeglassware. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. Are you excited for smart glasses with Gemini? Are you someone who's used the Meta Ray-Bans or the Even Realities G1? Let me know what your experience is with smart glasses, or if you think this is a bad idea and you're not supporting this in any way. Let me know in the comment section below. And just to bring it up again, if you want to help support our cat Goten's medical recovery so he can hopefully eventually start to use his front right leg again, there's a GoFundMe link in the description. We're trying to get to $5,000 to get an MRI and his blood work done. We've already had multiple x-rays. We've already had other tests. They didn't show anything for his actual leg because he cannot walk in it really right now. So if you want to help support that financially, be sure to click the GoFundMe link. Share it out if you can't donate. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. We'll see each other next time.